What's up guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you're doing very well. So today, as you can probably tell, we've got a bit of a different layout. Please ignore my dirty vanity desk. I'm going to try and do like a 3-part series, I think, 2 or 3-part series, basically going through beginners makeup products, beginners brushes that I recommend, and then a beginners sort of like makeup tutorial. Today I thought I'd do part 1, and I've got over here my beginners makeup kit. Basically products that I think are really easy to use if you're new to makeup, if you're not quite sure about trying out a product for the first time. Let's go and get started. So for primer, this is a step that I think it's good to get something drugstore, because it could be you find that priming, some people are just okay using moisturizer or something before foundation or something like that. Basically primer is just something that creates a nice base. If you do want to give primer a go, my favourite, and it's a bit of a golden oldie, this is the Maybelline New York Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Now I adore this primer. It's sort of see-through and it's sort of silicone-y. Should we see if we can get some out? It's like feels really soft. It's a clear liquid, and it just helps your skin feel soft and like your pores, fill your pores in. And honestly, as soon as this runs out, I know I've got other primers, but I will repurchase this because it is fabulous. One is this is the W7 Keep It Glassy Illuminating Primer. It's this one here, and this is like super affordable. But this basically, it's more of a serum type product, and it comes with the little dropper like this, and if I just pop some on my skin, into your skin, and it gives such a hydrating base for your foundation to sit on. It's like a really subtle glow. Sorry, I've got some shimmery eyeshadow on. But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous primer. Your skin in my hand feels so soft. It's not glittery or anything like that. It is glowy, and I think if you want something more hydrating but you don't want to, you know, splash out on something super duper expensive, you definitely don't need to, because this is really good. They did have a few sort of serum-y type ones in the range if I remember rightly, but I went for this one. But I think this is really good, and I've used quite a bit of it. You can kind of see. Definitely, if you want something hydrating and glowy, go for this one. If you want something more pore filling and smoothing, try this one. Or if you want a bit of both, go for both like I do. For foundation, I think it's a tricky one, because obviously different foundations have different shade ranges, and it does depend on your skin type and, you know, your skin tone, and obviously finding the best, because honestly, so many foundations, they need a better shade range. They really do. Some of them are absolutely abysmal, and some of them are really good, but just a few I thought I'd pick out just for sort of different finishes, and depends what you want for your skin. The first one I've got is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation. This is one where the shade range could definitely be better. This is the shade True Ivory. Foundation is more of a medium coverage, and it's like a hydrating finish, but it is a really good foundation. If you're sort of starting out and you're not sure if you want high coverage, low coverage, this is a good sort of in between, and it is buildable. You just start off with a small amount, and that's definitely what I would advise. Another low coverage foundation I find really good with a sponge. If you find when you use sponge, this is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. This is, I think, £5. It's really good. It's a really lightweight foundation, perfect if you really, it's kind of more like a skin tint, to be completely honest. It's very liquidy. If I, it's all gross sound, but you can hear it. It's very serum-y, but it is decent. I don't like it with a brush, but if you can make it obviously well with the brush, that's great. But with a sponge, if you're thinking you want to start with a sponge, this is a really good one. It's very light coverage, slightly buildable, but still light to medium. But that's if you want a more lighter one. And then if you want a more full coverage foundation, you just want to go straight in, this is the Barry M All Night Long Medium Coverage Foundation. This I would say is probably medium full coverage rather than medium, and it is buildable. It's a stick foundation. It's quite thick. I have used it in some of my videos, and I do really like it. The shade range obviously could be better. I will always mention that when I bring up foundations, because I think, why bring out makeup if you're not going to do it for everyone anyway? Hopefully with these sort of different suggestions, everyone can find their skin tone. But yeah, this is a really good foundation, and I've used it quite a few times. I really like it, and that actually leads me on to concealer. Concealer I recommend is the All Night Long Liquid Full Coverage Concealer. This concealer is fabulous. It's absolutely amazing. It is full coverage. It doesn't sink into your fine line. I have darker veins under my eyes. I've always had it. Nothing's ever really covered it up. I used to just stick on loads of my mother's foundation under one eye and it wondered why it looked orange. But those days have long gone thanks to concealer. This concealer is absolutely fabulous. Again, as always, shade range could be better, but this is a really, really good one. I really, really would recommend giving this a go. Another full coverage concealer that I do like, that is possibly more for the face. I don't mind using it under the eyes, but it can look a little bit heavy. It just sort of depends what you use. You need to sort of use it with a full coverage foundation, so it doesn't, you know, if you just use, say for example, the ordinary serum foundation with this, I find it can look a bit too heavy. But this is the Tarte Clay Stick Concealer. As I said, this is a little bit more of an expensive product, but obviously we've got another drugstore option there. But this is just a really, really good, it's a thicker consistency, but it is a really good concealer if you're wanting something more of a stick form. Obviously wanting to try out different things, but I think my favorite concealer at the moment, I've been using most days, is this Barry M All Night Long concealer. So yes, those are my recommendations for foundations. Now powder, I've used this in a load of videos. I have gone through 2 of these. I love this powder. This is the Maybelline Matte Makeup powder. It says new. I've had this for so long, I find that funny. As you can see, I have very nearly finished mine. It's an absolutely brilliant powder and I definitely recommend it. It adds some more coverage to your foundation, but it's definitely worth trying. And yeah, I will be repurchasing this powder as a pressed powder. It is fabulous. For bronzer, this is the MUA Makeup Academy bronzer. This is in the shade Bronze. It's a shimmering bronze powder and it's MUA, so it's super, super affordable. And what I like about this is that when you put it on your finger, you sort of get it, but it's not hugely pigmented all in one go, so it is buildable. You put plenty on your brush without then all of a sudden, oh, I've got a load of bronzer on my face. And when you're new to bronzer, and I know I'm still fairly new, you don't want something that's instantly full bam pigment. So I really like this one because it is buildable and it is a nice glowy finish to it, but not too much. It just adds a healthy look to the skin. So I really am a fan of that bronzer, and I would suggest this to anyone who's looking into starting out with bronzer. For blusher, this is a baked blusher. This is the Milani blusher in the shades Rosa Romantica. I think I'm slaughtering that one. This is a beautiful glowy blush, but it's not so glowy that it's awful. I think it's really good for beginners because again, it's pretty, but it's not like hugely pigmented that you can blend this out. This is actually a really good dupe for the Zoeva Soft Sun blusher. If you wanted something more high end, there is that one. But this Milani blush, I mean, I've used this so much. It even comes with a little brush. Not that I've ever used it, but it does come with that if you're interested. But yeah, this is an amazing blush and I think everyone should have it in their collection. The shade Luminosa is a famous shade, but I like this one. I think it's really good. But yeah, a lovely blush. For highlighter, I picked out 2 here that I absolutely love. This is the Makeup Revolution highlighter, Eye Hat Revolution in Rose Gold Glow. Absolutely stunning, really blinding but easy to blend. And then this is an MUA Shimmer Highlight Powder. This is in the shade Pearlescent Sheen. Absolutely gorgeous. It's very bright and it's quite a unique shade. All of their shimmer highlights are really good. This is just my favorite shade because it's so unique, but again, they are blinding. But they're really good for beginners because you can try out some funky colors. You can try out more of a pinky one, a goldy one, whichever works for you. And they're like £3, I think. So if you decide it's not for you, then it's not for you. But they're buildable, they're soft and they're gorgeous, and Makeup Revolution makes some of the best highlighters. So even if you decide not to go for this one, Makeup Revolution is a really good place to start. But I really like this duo. This is Iconic London Prep Set Glow. I've got mine in the original shade. I absolutely love this. Again, it's a little bit more of an expensive product, but I swear by this. This is the best setting spray on the market, I swear. I absolutely love it. It gives a nice glow to your skin without being too intense, and I honestly think my makeup does not move. So this is the setting spray. It is entirely worth your money and I really love it. So definitely give that a go. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. This is a mini one and it only cost me £9, so I know it's the higher end product, but it's sort of a smaller one. This is my favorite brow product. It's lasted me about 1.5 years, just the mini one. So it's lasted pretty much as long as a big size one would, but my brows do not move. They stay in place all day. I don't fill them in, so I find this is enough to fluff your brows up and hold them in place. And that's all I want, and that is what it does. So this is the best brow product. Definitely recommend that one. For eyeliner, I'm going a bit of a funny order. This is the Rimmel London Exaggerate eyeliner. This is the liquid eyeliner. It's absolutely fabulous. It doesn't bleed. It's definitely black, and it's got a very fine felt tip. I find it's really good for beginners because it's easy to like follow a line along if you're using tape or anything like that. But yeah, wherever you put it, it stays. It's easy to wipe off though, but you know, it dries down, it's nice, and it's really easy to sort of learn to do a wing with. So I really like that one. I like this Collection Supersize Fat Lash Mascara because it sort of lengthens, adds volume and everything all in one. I love the brush. The brush is gorgeous. I adore it. It's become one of my favourite mascaras, and I think just as a good mascara that's a good all-rounder, this is really good. So for eyeshadow, the eyeshadow palette I would recommend is the Beauty Bay Brights palette. It's a 42 colour palette, and it is amazing. It's more of a drugstore price, and they're often on sale, and it is quite honestly the best colourful eyeshadow palette out there. You can get some neutral colours in, you can get more bright looks, there's some shimmers, and the pigment is unreal. I've used mine to death. You get a nice big mirror as well, which is always a bonus. I bought this when I was wanting to try out something other than sort of black eyeshadow and black eyeliner. I recommended it to my sister. She's gone out and bought one, and it's honestly amazing. If you're wanting to try out, then it is amazing, because if you find you don't like colour, you haven't gone and spent a fortune, and it is completely worth the money. So if I just show you some of my favourite shades, I love Flamingo, this shade here. Let's try out this beautiful blue and the shade Paradise. If you want some ideas on how to use this look, I have used it in some tutorials on my channel. But honestly, the pigment is just... Sorry, you're at a weird angle. I'm trying to show off my swatches. They're just gorgeous, and I honestly think it is probably, it's like my baby. It's one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes. I love another one of Beauty Bay's eyeshadow palettes, but as a staple, and like the black is black, you know, like that kind of palette, it's as a staple, I think it is so good, and I think everyone, whether you're a professional, whether you're new to makeup, everyone should have it in their kit. I swear by it. Honestly, I swear by it, because any look you want to create, you can create with this. Whatever you want to do, you can do it with this palette. So genuinely, if you're looking for a palette that's a good all-rounder, that has everything for any kind of look you could want, this I would recommend. It's an absolute staple, and I think everyone needs it. So definitely recommend this one. Fabulous. I can't sing its praises enough. For lips, I thought I'd recommend a lipstick and a lip gloss. My favourite lipstick formula is the Maybelline lipstick formula. I have about 8 of the, I know there's like a matte range and more hydrating one, but I thought I'd just talk about Maybelline lipsticks in general. They're all just really good, the bullet lipsticks. This is the 376 Pink For Me shade, and the formula is just gorgeous because they're super smooth, long lasting, and they have a load of colours for any look you're doing. They don't move, and they're just so smooth on the lips. They're really comfy to wear. They're not too sticky or anything like that. They're really good to be layered with gloss, which is always pretty good because obviously a lot of us like to do that. They are perfect, and I guarantee you'll be able to find a shade that you like. If you're looking for a good lipstick, I definitely recommend a Maybelline one. They're fabulous, and they last a really long time as well, which is always really good. Okay, so the other lip product I love is this LA Girl Gloss Topper. It's holographic. This range they brought out, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's not very sticky. It layers really well on top of lip gloss, and honestly it's just so comfortable to wear. It's a little bit thicker, but it's, you know, really comfortable. This is the shade Flashing Opal, and I honestly think it's so unique, and it's just gorgeous. And like for beginners, if you're not quite sure what type of gloss you want, they're really affordable, and they're really unique, and I think they're really good for like any type of look you want to do. So definitely recommend that for lips. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. The second part of this series will be coming out very soon. Go ahead, like, subscribe. I upload whenever I fancy, and that's just how it goes. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.